What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Pittsburgh Steelers game review. Pittsburgh Steelers beat the the Las Vegas Raiders 32-13. Very good win. Defense really pulled it out this time and showed out. Offense struggled in the beginning, but finally got a little bit of grease on the wheels and made their way down the track to get a successful win. The Raiders did start off on a very, very successful opening drive, which made me think, God, we're in for the same shit we get in the last 2 weeks. Because we ended up taking a field goal, and I was starting to hold my head down because I was like, this team is going to be the death of me. Aneurysm due to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the defense, man, TJ Watt and Dante Jackson, Elandon Roberts, and that whole defense, Cam Hayward, all those guys, they really pulled through. And Justin Fields didn't look his best, but a win is a win. Justin Fields ended up going 14 for 24 for 145 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Najee Harris had his best game of the year with 14 carries for 106 yards, 7.6 yards average for one touchdown. Justin Fields had 11 carries for 59 yards, 5.4 average with two touchdowns. Jonathan Ward, 3 for 13. Jalen Warden, 6 for 7. And on the receiving side of the ball, we've seen George Pickens, 3 for 53. Calvin Austin, 2 for 36. Najee, 2 for 16. Pat, 2 for 16. Jalen Warden, 3 for 11. Darnell Washington, 1 for 9. And Connor Hayward, 1 for 4. And on the defensive side of the ball, we had 1 sack from Cameron Hayward. And that was it. And we got an interception from Dante Jackson, who ran that ball about 22 yards before getting tackled. TJ Watt had 2 forced fumbles, 2 punch-outs, which was amazing. He played the best football you could play. A lot of people were going to lean on the fact that the refs helped us to this win, which I can't completely agree with, because if the penalties are there, then the penalties are there. You can't just be throwing all your body weight on the quarterback in today's game. We know how that goes. The game has become a lot softer to protect the players and their longevity long term. But that's nor here nor there. A win is a win. Najee Harris did have a big burst of a run for about 36 yards to get his first touchdown of the season. We led the total yards. Raiders led in passing yards. We led in rushing yards. We were only 0.1 yard per play. We had 2 more first downs, 4 for 13 for third, 2 for 11 for them, 1 for 1 on fourth, 1 for 3 on fourth for them. We had 2 more total plays. We allowed 3 sacks. They allowed 1. We punted 3 times. They punted 4. We had 7 penalties for 50 yards. They had 4 penalties for 42 yards. They lost 2 fumbles and threw 1 interception. We had time of possession was 31 minutes and 51 seconds. Theirs was 28 minutes and 9 seconds. I think this is a very productive win for us in its whole. As we go into this next big game against the Jets next week, and then after them we have the Giants, then the Commanders, and then rivalry season begins against the Ravens. Justin had a lot of miscues on some of his passes, overthrowing targets, and just wasn't being very careful with some of those throws. He did have one that was intercepted but was called back due to a penalty. The one that was intercepted by Devon Diablo, which is a killer name. I know a lot of Steelers fans on Facebook were pushing for Russell Wilson to get out there and take the snaps, but we're riding with Justin Fields for now until he shows us that he can't push us towards a win. Then that's when we'll lean on Russell Wilson. But until then, it's Jay Fields for QB1. I have been pushing that Justin Fields is the best answer for us at quarterback as of right now because of his ability to escape the defense, even though in some cases it costs us and he gets a sack or something bad happens in the long run. But outside of that, him being able to be as mobile as he is has been very beneficial for our overall success, as we are now sitting at 4-2. A lot of that leans on the fact that he can escape the pocket and make plays down the field, whether it's with his legs or throwing the ball to an open player once they find their way away from the defender. I don't think Russell Wilson can do that. I know a lot of people have been preaching for his pre-snap or reading of the defense and things of that nature could benefit, and he's got a better long ball and better accuracy. But when the offensive line isn't holding up to be able to give you that time to make those deep ball throws or read that defense to the best of your ability, you're really stuck in a rut. And I think that's what's holding us back as of now is the offensive line. Zach Frazier did go down with an leg injury. Not sure if it was ankle or not. And that's going to hurt us, I thought. But the guy that came in to play backup center, McCullum, that we didn't see any miscues and snaps from between him and Justin Fields, so I can hold my hat on that for now. But going forward, we got to keep our eye on Zach Frazier. This offensive line is beat up. We're missing Troy Fautanu, James Daniels, Nate Herbig has been out this entire year so far. And we're beater than we're battered, but that's every team across the league as of right now. That's what football is you got to deal with injuries. But nonetheless, I think this is a good win for us to go into this game with that. I'm not as terrified of the Jets because they haven't looked that great. Yes, that defense is very, very good. And we're going to see how good it is going up against Josh Allen and the Bills Monday Night Football tomorrow. But besides that, I feel like we still have a very, very high chance of being successful going into this week against the Ravens. I think we could beat the Jets and the Giants. The Commanders game is going to be one for the ages. Jane Daniels has to look exceptional going forward, and they lost to the Ravens today, but he did his best to try to keep them in that game, and the Ravens are just too overpowering. But the Steelers always have the Ravens number at least once a year. But I take this win as a win. Good to see Najee getting out there and being productive on the ground. 106 yards is great. Wait, 106 yards. Double check my numbers. Don't want to be giving you any false information. Yeah, 106 yards. That's his high so far. And he was running downfield, stiff arming. He juked that boy out of his socks. Had me with the crisp move. Get that guy a map. But yeah, I'm very proud of this team and just want us to get healthy. And I don't even know if Roman Wilson got any targets. I know he was in practice, but don't know what his injury report was for today's game. I'm not really sure. They're saying expected to debut. I'm not seeing anything else. I don't know. It's just fan react to Wilson debut, 0 catches. But yeah, he played, but he didn't get no catches or no targets. We really do need a wide receiver too until we can start getting this wide receiver room secure, because they can just send two at George Pickens and it leaves Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth, Scott Miller, and Von Jefferson to make a play, and Darnell Washington, Connor Hayward, and the running backs. So having a guy like Roman Wilson actually be effective in the passing game can take a lot of the weight off for George Pickens and allow us to get more one-on-one matchups and where we feel more comfortable throwing him the ball instead of having to throw the ball to him and him make a play in double coverage 9 times out of 10. But if you like these Pittsburgh Steelers reviews, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And tune in next time. I've been your host, your favorite neighborhood crab man. Until next time, peace.